Alrighty, hi soul family, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the act of surrendering. When the universe calls you to surrender something, and just the honest truth, my perspective on it, what I've been dealing with, and just maybe I figured that this could help someone as well. Spirit was calling me to share this message, so I do want to talk about the act of surrender because I realize that surrendering doesn't mean that you completely just give up right away. I realize that surrendering is a conscious act that you do multiple times until you're fully ready to let go. It's not going to be something that we just let go of, like we say, oh, I surrendered it and it's done. And it also doesn't mean that we spiritually bypass our feelings and our emotions. Recently, I've been dealing with a heartbreak, and it wasn't romantic, but it was platonic. And I realized that sometimes we kind of view love differently. I think love can hurt either way, depending on whether or not it's romantic or platonically. And dealing with this heartbreak, I had to surrender over and over and over again, one on the timer as I looked up, but I had to surrender over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it took multiple attempts. So whoever out there is surrendering whatever feelings that come up, it doesn't mean that you don't feel the feelings. Please just feel your emotions. I realize in the spiritual community, we're taught to just kind of no longer see ourselves as the body, just become divine, or our spiritual self, just see our spiritual self. But that's not actually realistic in my opinion. I think that we are both. We're both spiritual beings and we're human as well, and we have those emotions stored in our body, whether or not you want to acknowledge it. You can understand where somebody's coming from and still feel a certain way about their actions, right? So I do think that we should allow ourselves time and room to mourn, cry, get angry, feel resentment, all these emotions that come up, surrendering to them, but not letting them consume you, not staying in that energy forever. So I did write down some notes so I wouldn't miss out on what I need to say. I hope this is making sense. I'm kind of nervous a little bit. So surrendering takes multiple attempts, and it requires patience and it requires effort. So first bullet point that I put down is feel your feelings and not spiritual bypassing. So one thing I realized when I was processing this heartbreak and Spirit was walking me through it is I really needed to surrender to the way that I felt. And I felt used. I felt angry. I felt misunderstood. I felt not appreciated. I felt all of these emotions, and usually before, I'd just see somebody else's perspective and I'd be like, you know what, they act this way because of how they were raised, or this, that, and the third. But that didn't allow space for me and how I felt. So surrendering to all those emotions, whether they looked good or not, whether it was ugly emotions, whether it was good emotions, I felt like I was just being called to surrender my emotions. And after surrendering my emotions, I realized that that's really what we need sometimes. Sometimes we just need that time to grovel. Sometimes we need that time to just kind of just exist. But we kind of feel like time is passing us by, so we try to speed it up or feel like it's not necessary. But every part of our journey is necessary. So surrendering your emotions every time it comes up. So when you're feeling anger, sit with that feeling, allow it to process through your body, and then continue about whatever else that you need. Or maybe if you're really angry about the situation, give yourself time to really process those emotions, and not on your own timing. You'll know when you're done mourning a situation. But I also want to add, please take care of yourself during the process, because it can be very heavy when we're allowing certain emotions to pass through our body. It requires a lot of self-care. It requires a lot of conscious effort on our part to take care of ourselves. Next I put, so we are spiritual beings, but we are also human, having a human experience. So when I wrote that, I kind of feel like, we see a lot of things in the spiritual community where it talks about how, just focus on raising your consciousness and your vibrations, but we forget that we decided to come down here and have that human experience as well. We're not just spiritual beings. If we were just going to be on that type of timing, we wouldn't have come to earth to learn all the lessons that we needed to learn, to feel our feelings. And I think the act of surrendering really just means to feel, to allow yourself to feel, to be where you are in the moment without trying to change anything. Because you worrying about where you're not, it doesn't allow you to be present with your emotions, and it doesn't change the actual outcome. No matter how much worry you put into the situation, it will still stay the same. So that's why I said, like, when you're in the act of surrendering, it's very important for you to take care of your mental health and you. So next I put we have many tools to help us when we're surrendering. Okay, so this one I find very important, because sometimes I feel like when we're in the act of like releasing certain things or certain beliefs or changing our identities or just evolving, we kind of forget that we have access to so much things on the internet. We use the internet for so many different things, but when it comes to helping us, we kind of feel like we have to do it all by ourselves. And that doesn't have to be the case. Like, when you're surrendering, it doesn't have to be extra hard. Like, you don't have to sit in a dark room and just wait until all your emotions leave your body. You can literally pray to your angels, ask for support, be open to how that comes in, because our angels aren't in a physical form, so they'll show up in different ways through other people. You can listen to frequencies that help you in letting go. You can use rituals to I wrote releasing rituals using fire, because for me, I like to write down what I'm releasing, but I write down I release the resistance to that whatever, because you can want to let go, but there's this part of you that has that resistance, so you have to first release the resistance to it for you to be able to let go of whatever it is. I hope that makes sense. So for example, say if I'm trying to let go of somebody who have hurt me, somebody made me feel some type of way, so I'm like, okay, I release the resistance to letting go of the pain that so and so caused me. There we go. So whatever it is that I'm holding on to, I'm letting that go. Now, when I do those releasing rituals, it's pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie. There's just these energies that start to move, and there's like fire literally lit under your ass. You feel it energetically. You feel that shift. But that's when you're really ready to let go. But I feel like I need to say, when you're doing the act of surrender, allow yourself to process to the point where you don't want to let go, versus when you are ready to let go, because we kind of need to go through those emotions. I feel like as humans, we kind of just need to be like, yo, I'm holding on to this grudge, and when I'm ready, I'll let go. Like, you'll know when you're ready to let go. But when we try to skip that part where we're just trying to surrender our emotions without even feeling them, it causes so much chaos internally, because the emotions are still stored in you. Whether or not you want to feel like an enlightened being, you're not enlightened because you still have the emotions stored in your body. I hope that's making sense. But yeah, and then we also have Reiki for cord cutting, and I remembered that as I was letting go of this person and the way that they made me feel, I stumbled upon a cord cutting video for Reiki, and as soon as she snipped, tears fell from my eyes immediately. And I was like, I kind of realized that we kind of don't really use all the tools we have. We have so much things online to help us while we're surrendering. Like, this is not like when our ancestors was outside making fire with rocks. Like, we have so much things to help us. We can rely on the people that who are there as well. We don't have to like sit in the dark and do our shadow work and just say, yo, I made it out the mud all by myself. You can ask for help. You can lean on somebody else's shoulder to cry on, to vent to, even if they don't understand. Just talking it out. And also subconscious reprogramming to let go of whatever it is that you're ready to let go of. And this is for people who have really allowed yourself to feel, and now you're at the stage in life where you just you're ready to let go. You're just like, okay, I'm done. I'm done mourning everything. I don't like the way that this makes me feel. I'm done. So you're ready to let go. You can listen to reprogramming for letting go. I found one that I use and I'm still using, but anytime you're working with your mind, I just recommend 21 days to 30 days consistently, and you'll feel the shift, you feel the difference. I just finished my self-love reprogramming, and I automatically feel a shift in energy. But I realized I wasn't utilizing the tools that are online for me to also choose this new life. I really needed to go through the process of feeling like shit to then be ready to say, you know what, I'm done feeling like shit. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna rise up and rejoin life. But I think every single moment in our journey is important, because we really do need those times to grovel. Just feel your feelings. It doesn't make you less spiritual to feel your feelings. You're allowing your body to process and let it go, and you'll know when you're done. Trust me, you'll know when you're done mourning. But those are my messages. I really hope it made sense. Those are my messages, guys. I'm sending you so much love. Have a good day. Bye bye.